Hello, Aries. This is your reading for July 2022. I can't believe we are already more than halfway through this year. I do hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. As you can already see, I have your cards here on the table, but before we dive into your reading, I just want to thank you all, as always, for supporting this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. If you're brand new here, welcome to my channel. I offer monthly tarot readings and incorporate astrology to further expand and enhance these readings. So I hope that you find this very, very helpful. You can also find all of my links in the description box down below if you're looking for a reading or Reiki session with me. Anyways, Aries, I am very interested in what's going on for you here because we actually have the King of Pentacles showing up in the past. And to be honest, this actually feels like your energy. Perhaps this is involving an earth sign, especially a Taurus. Could also be Virgo or Capricorn. But I feel like whatever it is that you've been working on, you've really come into a lot of stability, especially recently. Or there's been a lot of growth, and maybe there's almost this level of stagnation that you're kind of getting from it now. And I don't think that's because you're not getting any abundance from this situation. I actually feel like you are quite abundant with the Ace of Pentacles showing up as a bit of advice or what you've really gained from the past, what you're able to reliably use in the future. And I get this sense like you've worked very hard to achieve something. You've worked very hard to get this newfound sense of stability, or if nothing else, you know what you want in terms of the long term, or in terms of what makes you happy and what feels very secure for you. And this actually makes a lot of sense that this is coming up now because we have had a lot of this Taurus energy. We've had Venus in the sign of Taurus throughout June. We do also have Uranus in Taurus as well. There's been a lot of changes that might have been going on in finances or your stability or even your values. And there was a lot of activation last month, especially when we were still in Taurus season, or that was more in May, but we still had a lot of planets in Taurus that were quite active throughout June. So there really has been this focus on maybe laying a foundation for yourself. And honestly, Aries, I feel like you've done this. Maybe some of you don't feel like you have the stability that you wanted, but I feel like you actually do have a pretty firm foundation. And again, even if you don't have this foundation, you know how to get there, or you know what it looks like for you. And we do have your ruling planet Mars going into Taurus on the 4th of July. And so this is very, very interesting because this really is focusing on, again, finances, on resources, on building something that you can be really, really proud of. And you might even be very defensive of your assets or very protective of your assets or resources. And we also have Mercury entering Cancer that same exact day as well. So there is a lot of focus on home and family. And maybe some of this apprehension or some of these thoughts or anxieties or worries that you are experiencing could actually be coming from family members. Maybe they're the one kind of putting things on your radar or asking you questions or making you feel a little ungrounded or trying to make you go down the safe route. And even if you're not in communication with your family, there could be something from your childhood where you are really, overly focused on stability or overly focused on material things or just trying to have a solid life. And to be honest with you, I see the Queen of Swords here in the present. And I'm not reading with reversals. I really see this almost as like a challenge in a way. And this could either be your energy again as the Queen of Swords. Maybe you're being a bit too strategic or a bit too logical. But I can't help but wonder that maybe this is someone, again, from your family or from your core group of people who is really making you second guess yourself or being very critical of you or just not being super encouraging, maybe just giving you a lot of criticism or trying to be helpful, trying to give you feedback that they think is helpful for you. But it's almost like cutting you down. And again, you could be doing this to yourself, and arguably, even if this is another person's energy, especially an air sign like Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, I feel like you're ultimately choosing to let these worries or to let these anxieties prevent you from moving towards something that feels good, because I'm getting the sense that the challenge for you this month is walking away with the Eight of Cups. And to be honest, this feels like walking away from a stable situation. This could be a job. This could also be a relationship. This could be a home. This could be anything that has kind of outlived its excitement or its purpose for you. I do feel like there is still this sense of stability here. And you're feeling like you should be moving forward. And you know, with this being Cancer season, this really is very focused on home and family as well. So maybe there is this literal move for some of you that is kind of on the table, especially if you have an Aries rising. I always recommend checking the rising sign for these readings because the astrology will be very relevant, particularly. But I'm feeling like there's something that you kind of know, Aries, you need to move forward with. And maybe this new moon in Cancer, maybe there has been a new manifestation or new beginning with home and family that we had on June 28th. And we have the full moon in Capricorn on the 13th, which really could signify an ending in a job or changing field. There really is a lot going on for you this month, Aries, where it's like there's almost a struggle between your domestic life and your work life. I feel like some of you are staying in a job situation or work situation because you can't conceive of having the home or lifestyle that you want without working this job. Alternatively, some of you might be stuck in a relationship, or this could even be a friendship. It doesn't have to be a romance, where you kind of know there's something else out there for you. And you actually do have the Ace of Cups here in the future as well. And I feel like with this new moon in Leo that we have on July 28th, this new moon is actually forming a trine with Jupiter in your sign. And Jupiter is this beautiful, expansive energy, and a trine is this harmonious energy. Jupiter and the full moon, the new moon in Leo on the 28th are both harmonizing with each other. And it's interesting that Jupiter is going retrograde that day as well. And so when Jupiter goes retrograde, there's kind of this going within, finding this inner happiness, going inside of yourself to find this happiness and trusting your intuition. And it's interesting because we have the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. And then I'm noticing at the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups here, pursuing your happiness. Nine of Cups is all about personal happiness. And I feel like you're trying to justify leaving some sort of situation or trying to justify going towards something, even if it feels a little bit crazy. But honestly, Aries, I feel like you're already abundant. You already have a seed here that you can plant that will be fruitful for you. And I do apologize if you can hear the fireworks outside. My country is about to go and have its Independence Day, so we are celebrating that early. My neighborhood gets very loud, so hopefully that's not showing up in the mic. I want to clarify some of this energy for you. Are there any other messages? Two of Wands. Some of you really could be looking into some new horizon, either for traveling or moving. This could also be education. You're planning your next move. And I can see this Queen of Swords, and honestly, I totally relate. I am a Virgo myself, Aries, and as a Virgo, I can overthink things and almost convince myself to not want something that I really want, but it doesn't really work in the end anyways. And rather than trying to fight against yourself, rather than trying to punch holes in what it is that you want, I really want to encourage you to strategize how you can make the things you want happen, how you can pursue your happiness and be successful with them. And I really just get the sense of excitement again. You're finding this love of life again. Is there anything else for Aries? Ten of Cups. This energy of happily ever after, or just going after your dreams. I feel like by the end of July, we're going to be in Leo season. That's actually going to be starting on July 22nd. And then we have that new moon in Leo on the 28th. For you, Leo energy really does represent your passions and your desires, and that can sometimes involve dating. But I actually see this Ten of Cups, and it's not necessarily about the relationship so much as it is just about your own personal happiness. Maybe there is a new relationship, there could be a new person coming in for you, or a deepening of an existing connection. And maybe the thing that revitalizes or enhances this relationship is by going after the things that you want. And you might be afraid to go into one direction because you might be afraid that you could lose a relationship. But if this person is meant for you, they're going to grow in the same direction as you. And honestly, Aries, again, this is really just about your happiness. Go after your happiness. Chase after your dreams. You don't need to talk yourself out of this. You don't need to convince yourself that what you want is too crazy or not practical. And instead, focus on how can I make this practical? How can I go after what it is that I want? And if there is an air sign, again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, who is potentially making you second guess yourself or trying to hold you back, maybe you do need to distance yourself from this person, at least for the meantime. But I feel like you're going after your own happiness, Aries. And I think there's this really exciting and meaningful new beginning, especially towards the end of this month, going into August. And those are all the messages I have for you this month, Aries. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. And again, all of my links are in the description box down below if you would like a reading or Reiki session with me. Take care and have a happy July.